Wednesday morning, early morning. I don't know. The first app I'm checking in the morning is the Sonoff app to see what's going on with the car, and it shows me 0 watts. Don't know what's going on here. Ah, really? You're kidding me. I haven't plugged in the car. You know what? With a God, I should cut this out. Yesterday I had the wrong time program. They both need to be connected to the internet, so your mobile device needs to have connection and the Sonoff as well. That's why the start time was wrong yesterday. So I shook up the EVSE to 15 amps and to fast charge the car yesterday. And then I realized last night, I said, oh, you have to change the EVSE back from 15 amp to 6 amp. So I did. And to do that, you have to unplug the car, of course, and turn off the EVSE, turn it back on, and then shake it. So the EVSE is totally fine on 6 amp, but I have forgotten to plug in the car again. Wow. Okay, so again, off, on, 10 amp, 15 amp. Right. Why is it so dark here? Okay, let's fast charge the car again with 15 amps, and then I have to charge up at the club again. Wow, am I getting old? I've got the car for 3 years now, and this has never happened to me before. Twice in a row. Hey, good morning, Toby. Oh, you've got the ball already. You're a crazy dog. Come on, let's get inside. It's cold. Yeah, 6 degrees. 2.5 kilowatt hours so far. I'm not sure if I can make it to work. 47%. 47%. There's only 5 ampere hours until the engine will kick in again, and I'm using already 6 ampere hours going to the university, to the overpass where the bridge is. I've got another 20 minutes to charge, and I need 9 ampere hours at least, and I've got only 15 in there. So I need 19, I need another 4 ampere hours at least, maybe 5 ampere hours. Shit. Okay, I just need to stop now. Okay, let's get surprised. 10 ampere hours charged, 19. That'll be, look at the gauge, it's not even half full, half empty, whatever. This light, now the light is turned on. Annoying. So many features in this car which are not logical. Okay, so 18.9 ampere hours to get to work. 18 kilometers range. kilometers. Well, okay, so to the intersection of the highway here I have used 2.1 ampere hours already. And I think this is because of the cold. I don't know, you're just using more energy than usually for the same distance for some reason. Now we do the acceleration on the highway, which uses huge amount of energy. Huge amount. I'm driving very conservative. I'm driving just slightly under 100 kilometers per hour to hopefully make it. The construction site has finished here, and we don't have the 80 and 60 kilometer zones anymore. Full speed 100, 5.1 ampere hours used, and I'm far away from my 6 ampere hour checkpoint at the university. Fuel anxiety is real. Okay, and here's our checkpoint, the University of Queensland overpass, and we're checking in at 6.8 ampere hours, 6.9. 5 kilometers left, still on the highway. 39.4%. Oh. Alright, and we are lucky. They have stopped the traffic on the highway due to the construction work. And I'm back to 6 kilometers of range. I don't know, see this sign here? It says we have to merge into the right lane. And I think in Australia it is the rule to drive until the end of the closed lane and then merge. Not sure if this is really the case. So we are creeping along with 20 kilometers per hour and almost no energy use, which is bad for my time because I'm late, but good for the energy consumption. So I'm confident now we can make it. We've got 39.7%. Hopefully the guys from the club are already there. Okay, so we are almost there. We're at 31%. And the engine came just on when I turned on the camera. Guess what? The bloody engine came on. Annoying. Didn't make it. I could cry now. Really, I want to cry. Why is the engine coming on at 31%? I thought this really slow pace on the highway, this stop and go, was playing for us and makes the battery go further down before the ice kicks in. That's what usually happens. The algorithm is weird in the car. It's really not the same every day. It gets, the ice starting gets triggered by so many factors, obviously. They're not here yet. No charge. 29.8%. And I can't charge at the moment. Okay, so 29.8%. One blue bar left. No kilometers left. Okay, I need to wait for these guys to come in this afternoon. I'll send him a text and ask him again, because I need to fully charge the car. I go to Fernvale, which is about 40 kilometers away from here anyway, and I need the car fully charged for that, because this will take now probably close to 5 hours charge with the granny charger. He just hitting the tree over there, and he parked. Amazing. I was able to charge the car again at the club. We're going to the customer now in Fernvale. I'll tell you more about the charging situation when I'm in the car. I think it's about 70–80% maybe or so. Ooh, almost 90. Yeah, it would take another hour to fully charge. So we leave it like this now and unplug everything, and off we go to the customer. Fly leads everywhere. I really do like this little compartment in there. You put everything in and you're done. Okay, I'm getting changed here in the car park now. Get naked, Andy, get naked. That was interesting, because I texted the guy this morning and said, when are you here? When can I charge? When is the PowerPoint available? When is the charger opening? And he said, oh, I won't be here until before 2:30. And I said, oh shit. 2:30 gives me only 2.5 hours until 5. And the battery was on 28% or so. So there was not enough time to fully charge. And then I went for lunch. And he was already here. It was at 1:30. So I had 1 more hour to actually charge the car, and now we are at 90%. That's very, very good. Okay, fire this baby up here. I guess I need to restart my OBD again. The OBD gets worse and worse and worse. 89%, so almost 90%. And we have a range back of 33 kilometers, assumed kilometers. It is fairly warm outside, 24 degrees. You can actually feel the heat, I would say, in winter time here. It is fairly warm. Okay, so off we go to Fernvale. I start my podcasts listening to Talking Tesla. If you want to listen to awesome podcasts regarding electric vehicles, battery storage, renewable energy, and of course the Tesla cars, that's your channel. I'm listening to Mel and Tom all the time when I drive now. They are a pretty good team. It's so much fun to listen to them. So I had 3.5 hours now to charge the car, and it would go for another hour, so 4.5, potentially 5 hours until it's fully charged. Okay, if something happens in between, I'll let you know. So, interesting. We have driven 5 kilometers now, and the gasometer is only 3 kilometers down. That's how good the gas is. So we have arrived here in Fernvale now. I've used the save button a couple of times, so we are still having, I would say, 40% battery. 37 actually, and 55.8. So we roughly have spent about 35% state of charge on the way here, plus 3.8 liters per 100 kilometers. I'm using this battery energy while I'm driving here in town, and then I'm trying to get the battery down as far as possible before I get home. Preferably, it's raining. It's winter. It's not supposed to rain. Anyway, I'm trying to get the battery below 27%. I'll tell you about this when I'm back from the dentist. I'm just fixing the computer. Computer is dead. The patient is dead. There's nothing I can do. It's still raining. That is amazing. It's winter. It's not supposed to rain now. But anyway, that was a quick fix, or maybe not. That's good. Back to my podcasts. Yeah, guys. So I don't know. I have forgotten twice to charge my car correctly. So with the sun off, it is like if the devices have no connection, like now, because the power is turned off at home. It's seriously raining now. Yeah, when the power is turned off and I program a new time, it won't, the actual switch won't pick up the new time. So you have to wait until the device is online and then program the time. And probably I didn't realize this the night before, and it didn't took the new time. So it was starting at 5 o'clock, and of course it wasn't ready by 7 then. And then I switched it over to 15 amp, and to do that you have to unplug the EVSE and the power supply. And I've forgotten to plug in the car again, so the time setting was right this night, but I didn't plug it in. Wow. Emergency charging this morning, 3.5, 3.6 kilowatts into the car, got to work just with a tiny amount. I hate this shit, really. With a really tiny amount of fuel, could charge to 90% at work, and now I'm going home. And hopefully I can drop the battery as far as possible. because I think the battery management unit, or when you start your charging at a very low state of charge of the battery, it can determine the full capacity better, and probably, hopefully, the state of health will go up eventually, because the battery realizes, oh, there's far more capacity in the battery than I was calculating, that I was guessing, that I was assuming. So let's give Andy 0.1 ampere hours more and the state of health. And that's what I'm trying for a couple of days now. And let's see. So I'm trying to get the battery as low as possible when I come home. Preferable 25%, of course. But yeah, this is not always possible. Okay, let's go home then. We are at 31.4% charge, and the engine has kicked in on my last hill back home. I don't know, the engine, you have to drive really carefully, like Miss Marple, double Miss Marple, to get it under 30%. I know, it's so hard. And I realize it's easier when you come from the other side and we drive home, because it's flat from there. And here we've got these little hills in between, and you constantly go up and down, and this seems to make it worse, to push the battery level down at the end and prevent the engine from kicking in. So it's always better to come from the other side, but I mean, there's no way for me to drive around and come from the other side just to push 5% more down. Oh, the doggy. Oh, look at my LED lights. Beautiful, aren't they? How white they are, and how yellow the HID light is, which was the white one before. So this one was white, and the usual normal globes, they were really yellow, and now it's the other way around. I actually put on my seatbelt again while I'm driving from the gate to the carport, which you always should, I know, but I mean, right, we're driving less than 10 kilometers an hour. But it's just this beeping. You've got good days and bad days, and today is a bad day for this beeping. I really can't stand it. And we have 20 degrees outside. It's in the middle of winter, and it's 7 p.m. and we still have 20 degrees outside. Is this global warming? Or is it just the cloudy sky we have? Okay, so just my OBD fell out again. That's number 639 today. And sometimes it works for kilometers, for hours without problem, and then it fails every 2 or 3 minutes. So disgusting. Okay, so we have arrived with 1 blue bar, 1 kilometer left, and 31.7. I could not push it further down because the ICE engine was kicking in all the time. Okay, we have to leave it like this. That's fine. I'll turn on the climate control. Yes, it was sitting on 28. I know, it is sitting on 28. I need it warm. Here we go. From 34.4, which was the initial charge, turned to 9.9. Now this wasn't the initial charge. I know something is... I know they are summing up now, but... Okay, anyway, I'll figure this out. We've used 12.5 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, plus 3.4 liters per 100 kilometers. And the last time I filled up was 1860.4 kilometers, and I'm still over half full. I haven't got an appointment tomorrow yet, so maybe I'm not charging there. Hey buddy. So before we do anything else here, because I've got a parcel which I want to show you in here. Okay, now you can see all the switches are coming online. So when I click the button here, I can turn off the pool light from wherever I am. Bang, off, on. Cool, isn't it? And I can do the same with the car charger. I'll press the EV charger is off. I'll turn it on and it comes on. Surprise, isn't it? Okay, now we have to shake this one down to 6 amp. That was success. And now we turn it off again. Bang, turns off. And now I can plug it in so I don't forget anymore. Right. Okay. Charger is on 6 amp. I've plugged it in. Everything should be fine for day number 3 tomorrow morning. Something. I need to do the programming though. Here. Don't look at here. Look at this old laptop here. Look at this old machine. A compact. Wow. And the good thing is it comes with its original Microsoft Windows XP home license. Beautiful. But that's not what I want to show you. I got a parcel. And it's not the PHEV box. So plastic shit. Look what I've got. An original Australian made amphibian mini. Indoor undercover 15 amp to 10 amp adapter. RCD overload protection. This is an Australian thing, of course. I'll show you. So that's how it looks like. It has a 10 amp. Yeah, that's a 10 amp plug, so it fits in every PowerPoint, every standard Australian PowerPoint. But the other way, the other end is a 15 amp socket. So what you can do is you can attach a 15 amp load onto a 10 amp circuit. How does this work? So it's totally safe. So they put in a 10 amp circuit breaker and an RCD. If your load goes over 10 amps, obviously the circuit breaker will trip and disconnect the load from the grid. I always wanted one of these, and they were on special on eBay now for $79. Original amphibian mini. This is just the Australian standard. They've got a 10 amp and a 15 amp supply, and you know the switchable EVSE I have has a 15 amp port because it can supply 15 amp, but I can't plug in this 15 amp into a normal PowerPoint, so I always need an adapter, and this is basically an adapter for the EVSE into a normal socket. Very obviously I cannot use the 15 amp setting then, but I can use the 6 amp and the 10 amp. And this is more like if you go somewhere else and you don't know anything about the electrical installation at this destination. You don't use the 15 amp settings because you don't want to cause a fire. You don't want to overload their cables, their circuits, their whatever they have, their equipment over there. You use a lower setting, you charge slower. I would recommend using the 6 amp setting only and charge overnight for about 6 or 7, 8 hours maybe, and be on the safe side and use one of these adapters here in Australia. You don't have this problem in Europe because this is all 16 amp in Europe, and you've got only one plug for 16 amp and it goes all the way from 0 to 16 amp. But Australia, I'll tell you, as an electrician you pull out your hair if you see that. To make a long story short, they didn't want to let me work here because they said you need to adapt to the Australian standard and need to go back to school for 1 full year. I said, nah, screw you, I won't. That's why I'm working with computers, because you don't need a license for it. So the standard is catastrophic down here in Australia. I mean, look at this mess. You've got a 15 amp and a 10 amp, and they even use 2.5 millimeter cable inside the PowerPoints to supply you with 10 amps. Okay, it's just the Australian standard, so that's fine. That's why we have this adapter. And on top of it, I got 11%. Oh, there's the manual in it. I've got 11% off of this device on eBay. There's $79 minus 11. It's about $70. All right. That's how we are. So I could potentially take this one with me back to the club and use my other switchable EVSE and charge on 6 amp only, and it doesn't put so much load on their circuit. But now that I know I have charged there a couple of times, there was no problem with overheating or something, and no circuit breaker tripped. Everything was just fine. I can potentially continue to charge on 10 amps over there, but if we go elsewhere to a holiday destination or something, I will definitely take this one with me and charge only on 6 amp over there to be on the safe side. You don't want to burn down your holiday home, do you? Test. Yep. Okay, this is all working. Okay, we have set the EVSE to 6 amps, and I need to program the Sonoff to start charging at the right time, so it's finished at 7:30 in the morning. So the car will be fully charged for PHEV Thursday. Okay guys, see you tomorrow morning. Bye bye. Have a good night.